Welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on the E93 M3 and we're going to be changing out the transmission mounts. Our car is pretty high mileage, 125,000 miles, so it might be time to change those transmission mounts. We've already done the engine mounts when we did the rod bearings. So for the transmission mounts, we're going to be going with 034 Motorsports OEM Plus transmission mounts. They're made out of rubber, but they're more dense material. It's, I believe, 70 durometer versus 60, so stiffer rubber material, but since it's not polyurethane, it's rubber, it's not going to increase NVH or noise, vibration, harshness inside the cabin too much. It should help out a little bit. Our car is DCT, not a manual. If you have a manual car, this is going to help your shifting feel, but for DCT, probably not much of a difference. We'll find out when we test drive it after. Next thing you want to do is remove the transmission cover right over here. A bunch of 8 and 10 millimeters. It's made out of felt. Once that's done, you're going to go ahead and jack up the transmission to support it right around here. You want to use something soft like wood, planks, or even microfiber towel. Just anything to kind of spread the load as you jack it up here to support it. Okay, so I got the transmission bracket out. The bracket is where the mounts connect to. Very easy to do, just support the transmission. Take out the 4 13 millimeter bolts on each side over here. And then of course, you got your 2 studs on the bottom, also 13 millimeter, along with at the very top where it connects to the transmission, 13 millimeter nuts at the very top. Once you got it dropped down, just pull these out, and these are the OEM original rubber mounts. Overall, the condition of these aren't too bad for high mileage. Just a little bit of tearing, but nothing major. But these mounts are very flexible. Compared to the new mount, these ones are very stiff. So if I try to move this, not as much play. And I could still flex it a little, but compared to the OEM one, see how I can really bend that one? There you go. Make sure they fit nice and flat in there, and then we're ready to put this bracket back inside. All right, so the new mounts are installed, and if you want a video on how to change your transmission fluid for a DCT fluid change, I have a video for that as well, so I'll link that in the description. Let's go ahead and take it for a test drive. Now that the car is idling normally now and the cold start's done, I do sense a little bit of an increase in noise from the engine and from the transmission, but it's very subtle. When you switch gears, you can hear the shift. You hear that notching noise? I do like that you can hear and feel the engagement of the clutch, the dual clutch transmission. There's a little bit of transmission whine too, which sounds really nice. That is pretty dang cool. It reminds me of like straight cut gears. So it's subtle, but there is an increase in the drivetrain noise. Alright, I'm going to open up the valves. Valves are open now. The shifts feel a little bit crisper. Even though it's a DCT, you know, it's not a manual, it still shifts really nicely. There's a firmness to it now. Okay, windows are halfway open. Woo! Decelerate, a little more noise, totally fine. Here, we're coming to a stop. Yeah, so you hear that, it's a little more gear whine, a little more transmission whine. Makes it sound like a race car. Personally, I like it. Nothing wrong with it overall. Feels really good. Yeah, there's some noise when you're just chilling at the stoplight idling. You can hear a little more engine and transmission noise, a little bit of gears moving, some clickety clackety noises when it's shifting in and out of gears. Personally, I like it, but yeah, if for those OEM guys that want complete silence when they drive, this might not be for you. The handling, the shifting feels better as well. It feels more firm. I think it's a worth it upgrade overall for $17 each mount. It's really cheap. So this is how you change the transmission mounts on your E93 M3. I think it's well worth it to get the stiffer mounts. It sounds really good, it shifts really good, especially if you have a manual transmission. But for the DCT, there still is a difference. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video. Have a good evening.